Tubbo's secret messages. The key to Dream escaping the prison. Now, these secret messages mysteriously appeared on Tubbo's stream from April 1st to April 9th. And to a normal person, these messages make no sense. However, what you're looking at right now is exactly how Dream breaks out of prison. Now, what you see on screen right now are all the secret messages that have been appearing on Tubbo's stream, compiled together. Let's first get into how Dream is gonna break out of prison, and then we'll get into how and where these messages are involved. Now remember, Dream is always one step ahead. Before the prison, before Tommy and Tubbo's fight, before everything, Dream heads to Techno's camp and plants a book. A book full of instructions for Ranboo. For the people that don't know, Ranboo gets controlled by Dream as a voice in his head. Ranboo isn't conscious during this time and does whatever Dream tells him to. And now that Dream is in prison, he guides Ranboo to the book of instructions. And that book tells Ranboo to kill himself 3 times. Now, the book also tells Ranboo to leave a letter for the Syndicate, a group formed by Technoblade that swears to protect anarchy at all times. We'll get into what this letter says shortly. And because he's mind-controlled, Ranboo will kill himself 3 times, effectively pushing him to the afterlife. Now, while this is happening, Snowchester mysteriously loses a nuclear weapon. And we don't know how yet, but this nuclear weapon ends up in the hands of the Syndicate. Now that Ranboo's in the afterlife, Dream revives both Ranboo and Wilbur into the prison along with him. The Syndicate then reads the letter that Ranboo has left for them. And this letter tells the Syndicate that the rest of the server decided to lock Ranboo up alongside Dream in the prison. And because the Syndicate is a loyal group that looks out for each other, they will have no choice but to break Ranboo out. And they do this by nuking the prison. And in doing this, they effectively release Ranboo, Wilbur, and most importantly, Dream. And that is how the intelligent, manipulative Dream escapes the prison. Now stick close, because the story from here gets a little complicated. When Tommy had gone to the afterlife, even though he's been killed for only 2 to 3 days, he mentions that he's been in there for months. This means that time doesn't work the same way in the afterlife. It means that time laws themselves don't exist. And so after Ranboo kills himself 3 times, in the afterlife he gains consciousness and somehow figures out a way to send these messages back in time. Ranboo tries to send these messages to his past self, but accidentally ends up sending them to Tubbo.
Hello? Can you hear me? I'm cold. It's very dark. I can hear them. They are underneath me. I don't make cakes often. I've never even had one. Oh no, please. I must go now. Goodbye, Michael.
Now, back when Tommy went to the afterlife, he mentioned that the afterlife was both cold and dark, just like Ranboo mentions it. He says that he can hear them and they are underneath him. He most probably is referring to Wilbur, Schlatt, and Mexican Dream that are somehow in a lower floor than him. Remember, Tommy was very scared of Wilbur at this exact time, so maybe Ranboo is too. Now here he talks about how he doesn't make cakes, and this could be because Wilbur, Schlatt, and Mexican Dream are talking about Ranboo's ability to replenish cakes. Now this sentence could be that Wilbur or some other sort of demon in the afterlife is approaching him. Now on his second stream, he comes back, and this time he tries to warn past Ranboo, the Ranboo that hasn't killed himself 3 times yet.
Quick, I don't have much time. Stay away from the north. A strange metal. Weapon washed up. It poisons the nature. The water. No, it's not. That's it. We are leaving.
He tells past Ranboo to stay away from the north. And if you don't know, relative to all the settlements on the DreamSMP, north is Technoblade's camp. Future Ranboo in the afterlife is trying to tell past Ranboo to stay away from the north because that is where the book is located. The book that kills Ranboo. Now at this point in time, we aren't sure what this strange metal is yet, and somehow will play a part in the story. Here, Ranboo is referring to the nukes. Nukes create radiation when they explode. They poison the nature, they poison the water. Now the first line might be referring to Ranboo trying to fight Dream inside his mind. He's conflicted. And when he says, "That's it, we are leaving," he is talking about leaving the afterlife. Dream is going along with his plan to revive Ranboo and Wilbur. Now, however, there is a third stream where these messages appear, and it doesn't make sense. The future Ranboo has been revived. How is he still sending messages? He also mentions he must go to the north, when before he tells them to stay away. This is because this isn't future Ranboo. This is present day Dream, telling present day Ranboo to go to the north, because the north is where the book is. The book that kills Ranboo and kickstarts Dream's manipulative master plan to escape the prison. Now, how Tubbo is involved in all of this? These messages were all supposed to reach past Ranboo, but they ended up reaching Tubbo, and it is up to Tubbo to understand, decipher, and learn these messages, and to warn Ranboo before it's too late. Dream successfully manipulates every single event to go exactly his way so that he gets set free. If you liked this theory, please consider subscribing. This is episode 2 of an analysis series called Internet Forensics, where I dive into anything internet related to break it down for you guys. Cheers.